Yo, this is Nova Trifecta. I am Jimmy Fedora, aka Alias, aka a lot of BKAs. The BKAs have AKAs and the AKAs have BKAs.
Okay. I don't want to wait for our life to be over.
I wanna know right now, will it be?
Mac Negro, aka Rashad. What's up?
Did y'all know that wombats, when they poop cubes?
They poop what?
Cubes.
Oh,
Cubes.
really?
They're
So
like little square poops.
so do they have cube shaped assholes?
No, but there's something inside of them that like gives them like little hard like edges and corners, like little cubes,
Instead of
like
like
rounded like pellets, like normal poops. Theirs are like little ice cube poops.
I don't think I'll ever think about that again in my life.
Wait till you watch this episode again, and then you're gonna be like, poops.
ladies and gentlemen, Ricky.
Ah, it's me, Ricky.
Without further ado,
Well,
All
it's
apologies.
Saturday night.
well,
Hey, Jim Krasinski is hosting Saturday Night Live. Jim Halpert
that's cool.
tonight.
That's cool.
That ought to be pretty funny.
I will be watching.
That'll be pretty dry.
Before we move on,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure to tell you guys to like, subscribe, all that good stuff to the page if
Like.
you haven't. It's also
Subscribe.
it's also on all streaming platforms: Apple Music, Google Play, Spotify. So subscribe to that as well. Now, let's
Yeah,
get
we're
in,
legit now. Subscribe, subscribe.
We're
like.
way too legit.
too legit to quit.
Way too legit to quit. You know, if we quit at this point, it's a whole fucking shame.
Then we're not legit.
Yeah,
The reason we're here to talk about Wandavision episode 4. Easily my favorite of the series. We're moving in a new direction. Just everything about this episode. So before we get into the thick of the episode, just give me your overall feeling of the episode and what you thought.
I'm continuing on the same line of thought that I've been on throughout, and that is that once again, Kevin Feige and his team of producers and directors are masterful with the way that they put these stories together for this audience. He is spectacular at what he does, and he's the king right now. All these other directors and producers, I know Kevin Feige is not a director, he's a producer, but all the other producers and directors of these big comic book franchises and things like that, they all need to take lessons from Kevin Feige, because I can't tell you the last time he disappointed.
What about you, Rick?
I'm gonna be honest. I've had a hard time not just automatically giving it like perfect top 10 grades. I'm having a really hard time not doing that. Because
you mean after all that crap y'all gave me last week, you was on the verge of giving every episode a 10?
I'm very close to giving it. I'm getting very close to wanting to give this episode a 10. I'm not quite there. It's not quite a 10. I want it to be a 10. It's not quite there, but it's coming. I can feel it.
You're not giving it a 10 because you don't want to be berated by people the way I was last week.
No. I'll take my lashes. Don't worry. No. I just
take a risk, Ricky. Take a risk.
I think it is easily the best episode of the show so far.
Easily.
It's really hard to beat it.
Easily. So let's get into it. Initially, when the episode starts, I love the way it started. It started with Monica Rambeau, daughter of Maria Rambeau, we learned later, returning after the blip, after the Thanos snap. It's commotions. She's in the bathroom. I mean, not the bathroom, the hospital. The last thing she remembers is, she's there for her mother, during her cancer treatments. And, in realizing that, she runs into a doctor and she realized that she's been gone for 3 years. 5 years. Oh, she said her mother died 3 years ago.
Yeah. She was already gone for 2.
What did you guys think about that scene and how they put that together?
I enjoyed. I'm I don't want to say enjoyed because I mean that's like an awful thing that happened, but like it was cool to see the outside world be affected by the blip, right? Like it was, it was one of my favorite things about the new Spider-Man movie was watching it and seeing, because it was immediately after Endgame, watching and seeing, people get their lives back in track after half of everything snapped out of existence, right? So it was kind of cool to see it happening again. Like I enjoy seeing like that real world, being affected by it. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool way to start it. And man, could you imagine? Like, could you imagine being in her shoes? One moment, you're there in the hospital. Hospital is a hotel for sick people. Um, Imagine being in the hospital with your mom, and the next thing you know, you come back and you're like, wait, where'd she go? She's been dead for 3 years.
Well,
Like that blew me away. Like I couldn't handle that.
Well, after she had seen her mom come through the surgery and it be successful, and she's
That's
thinking that
terrible.
her mom is gonna be fine, and then
Yeah.
she blips for a couple years, comes back, and to find out that the cancer came back a couple of years ago, and her mom is passed on. And she's having to take all of this in. Could you imagine the trauma that she's going through? And just the trauma of, and like you said, to piggyback on what you said, I appreciate the way that Marvel always cleans up. Like in Spider-Man Far From Home, at the beginning, they kind of showed us the humorous side of the blip coming back, like with the band coming back and all of that. But then they always circle back around and show you how it affected real folk in real time. And they did. And they did here. And it was absolutely, I thought it was like, it may have been the best scene in WandaVision so far. So far, the best scene, the way her skin just came back like that, and she snapped. And these people, they don't know that they've been gone.
No idea.
They have no idea what's happened. And to come back, and that's how it would be in a hospital. Like everybody, and we know it now. And it reminds us of the pandemic that's going on now, with it being just over capacity at the hospital and running over. There's too many people in here now because all those people that were here are back now. And it's just wild. That was crazy. That was a crazy scene.
Could you imagine like that actual 5-year gap, just being a normal person and the things that you have to do to move on? So you could be married, be with your girlfriend, be with anybody, and these people just pop back. You done moved on with a new family.
Imagine being married and then like your spouse disappears and like, well, shit. Well, there she goes, right? And then 5 years later, like you're laying in bed like with your new wife, and then oh my God, my wife and my other wife are in my bed.
They talked about that in Far From Home. The teacher mentioned that his wife acted like she blipped, so she go off and like it showed the humorous side of things, but they talked about it. And at the beginning, when Aunt May was talking at that fundraiser or whatever that she was having, and she was talking about how she blipped back into this apartment and this guy was in there with his girlfriend or his wife, and she seemed like a mistress because she would just pop back up in the apartment. Like all those things that Kevin Feige always touches back on to let you know that this stuff is happening in real time to real people. It's not just happening to the superheroes in the story we're watching.
Real people.
It's happening to real people.
Exactly. So a couple of weeks later, going back to WandaVision, Monica goes back to work. And they have a new director, Tyler Hayward. He basically put, like he said, she was grounded, so she had to go help out one of my favorite characters in the series so far, Jimmy Woo. I absolutely love him in this series.
Wow,
that's fantastic.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
I'll get to that. I love the back and forth between him and Darcy. I love their chemistry. I love the side.
I appreciated him in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I like him a whole lot. Anyways, Monica goes down to help him. And they realize that it's a city that's not really a city. And so they send a drone in there first, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
drone.
the helicopter.
Yeah, the helicopter disappears. Monica walks up. She gets sucked in. What you guys think?
Ricky,
That helicopter. Yeah, I mean that helicopter. That was the helicopter that Wanda found in her yard, and it was crazy to me. Like, why? Monica's a smart person, right? Like astronaut.
And
Like
fine.
she'd have to. And I'll give you that too. She's a very smart person. Why the hell is she touching that
Yeah.
force field?
yeah. That's like superhero comic book stuff 101. Do
You don't
not
touch the force
touch the
field.
energy field.
Don't
Yeah.
touch the force field. Why is she
Don't
touching the
touch
force
it.
field? It sucks her in as soon as she touches it.
Yeah. I didn't get that either. I was like, Monica, all of the weird stuff you've seen, do not
And you're
touch the
touching
energy field. Do not touch the random energy field that you just saw the drone absorb.
Yeah.
Do not touch
Don't
the
touch.
strange energy field. You don't
No,
know
don't
what's
touch.
happening there.
And
But
so
you
we-
do know
Yeah.
that it's a whole town missing and a bunch of people. Do not touch it.
And so we getting answers to, certain questions like the airplane. How did Monica / Geraldine get into the sitcom? And the next scene,
What's funny is that she picked the old African American name, Geraldine.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a name. And that's a heck of a name to pull out of a hat like that.
It
probably has
is.
she probably has like an Aunt Geraldine somewhere.
Geraldine. That
Geraldine.
sounds like some of our grandmother's names in the Black community. Geraldine. What's that, Geraldine?
And so the next scene, they bring in Darcy Lewis, Dr. Darcy Lewis now,
Dr. Darcy Lewis.
which I love. But they bring her in to see what the fuck is going on. And she's brilliant. So she figures out some kind of frequency. I forgot the exact letters that she used. It was like EGCC. She's smarter than everybody. But anyway, she gets them to fetch her old TV, and she realized that it's a sitcom. Answering some of the questions that that we had. What the fuck is going on?
Like she was the one at the end of the first episode watching Wandavision.
Yeah.
Her and Jimmy Woo are sitting there eating chips watching Wandavision. Right?
Yeah.
I like the fact that they're giving us the answers. Like 80% of the answers that we're looking for pop up in this episode. It's like one after the other.
Yeah.
I could see where people would maybe point a finger at it and say, "Ooh, look, fan service." But I don't think that's fan service. I think that's just, the show's got to give you the answers to the questions that it's got, right?
Look,
At least
opening
they're giving
I
us-
agree. Now I need you to start having my back in the group message when I'm going back and forth with Juicy and Christian, trying to school them on this insightful stuff. I need you to have my back when we're doing that. That's the same thing I said yesterday. That is not
I walk away for 5 minutes. I walked away for 5 minutes, and I come back to 70-something messages. I was like, "Oh no.
You owe me
The opening scene
I got
was
some
fan
chicken
service.
wings I need to go cook." So, but no, yeah. I like the way that they were giving the answers in this episode.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that there's going to be some way bigger questions coming.
Yeah.
I agree. They're going back cleaning up everything, even the beekeeper guy. I'm glad
Even
we got
the
that
beekeeper.
because I thought he was
That
going to
guy
be more.
And then his jump rope turned his harness or whatever turned the rope that he was going down on turned into a jump rope.
Yeah.
It looked like it turned into a jump rope. He turned into a beekeeper or bee hunter.
That man died.
You think so?
You think he did?
He had to have. Like, what else happened to him?
I think he's just wandering around this fake neighborhood.
Yeah. He might be.
But I know it was spooky when he came up out of that sewer and he looked over and Wanda and Vision were talking and she was like, "No." And that was kind of spooky.
That was. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So
to be honest with you, it's getting kind of creepy. I see how they say that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is going to be the first horror film of the MCU. It probably isn't going to be like Paranormal Activity level, Insidious level horror.
It's not going to be like Hereditary. It's just going to be like really creepy
it's gonna be it's gonna be a little bit spookier than we're used to seeing from the MCU. Because I still don't think they're gonna go far. They can't go far away from the family atmosphere that they've got because they just make too much money with it being like that.
But
they already did that though with this.
They already did that, man. They killed half of everybody on Earth at the end of the
they did. They did.
Endgame was so heavy, like that's. And Winter Soldier is definitely not a kids movie.
Oh no! I agree.
These aren't kids movies.
I'm just saying I don't know just how dark they're willing to go.
Yeah.
Like so dark that you get out completely out of the family. Because look, I remember that they said at the end of Infinity War when Thanos was talking to small Gamora, and that was supposed to be a pool of blood that he was in, but they didn't want to make it too dark. Yeah. So they kind of made a version of that. So I don't know how dark they're willing to go, because do you want an alien? Well, that's off on a tangent. Let's get back to what we're talking about.
Well, we got to find out who was contacting Wanda through the radio too. It was Jimmy.
Yeah, that
was kind of cool.
So I've got us a little thing here, right? So since we're on the topic of Jimmy Woo, right? So let's go ahead and just jump into Jimmy Woo and Jimmy Woo's whiteboard. I feel like there's a better name in there and here's Jimmy Woo's whiteboard. But so here we are, right? So Jimmy and Darcy, they're watching, WandaVision. They're watching the show that we're watching. And they've got all of these questions that they want to know, like why hexagonal shapes, why sitcoms, why is Wanda pregnant and does Vision have a penis? Same time and space. Is Vision alive? And if Vision has a penis, how is he dead and making babies? These are all important questions.
What is it called when you fuck dead people? What is that? Necrophilia, mate? Is that what you call it?
Necrophilia? Is Wanda a necrophilia?
I know she's playing house with a dead corpse. So
you know what this is? She's kind of like Norman Bates. Kind of like Norman Bates with the mama. She brought the mama back.
Yeah.
Taxidermy. Got the corpse in there, sitting up and shit.
Yeah.
This some sick shit.
Well, they pulled from a lot of different stuff. This is Dark Truman Show mixed with Dick Van Dyke, mixed with I Love Lucy, mixed with Brady Bunch. It's a lot of stuff that they putting into one here.
Yeah.
Norman Bates. So that's kind of creepy, man. Very creepy. I like it a lot. So anyways, my favorite scene in this is when the battle between Monica and Wanda, when she mentions Ultron. It actually shows what happened. But prior to that, someone is editing in the footage that they watching. Yeah. Who's doing that? Who y'all think editing in the footage?
I think Wanda doing everything.
I want to say that's Wanda, but they're not seeing the stuff from Vision, right? Like they're only seeing the Wanda stuff.
It looks that way, yeah.
Like they're not seeing the stuff where like Vision standing in the driveway and the neighbor cuts the wall with the I don't think they're seeing that stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And I got you one. So they're watching this stuff, right? And they're going through and they're making the list of all the people in the town, all the people on the show, and they're saying, this is, like Mr. and Mrs. Hart, and this is who they really are, and then like so forth and so on. You notice what two names they didn't?
Agnes
and Dottie.
Yep, I noticed that.
Agnes and Dottie.
So whoever they are, they might be the ones that they could be the ones that are editing it. It could be them. Like they're purposely leaving out the Vision stuff for some reason. But if that's the case, like, I don't know, like the more I think about it, I think it's Wanda. I think it's Wanda that's editing that out. She's somehow sending out whatever she wants to send out.
And the main question that I've got and I don't know if this is something we were planning on getting to later or what. The main question that I've got from this episode is if Vision is dead and we saw his corpse and we saw what she saw, if Vision is dead, how in the world is his consciousness still working? Because Vision knows that something is not right. He realized at the end of that episode that Wanda is doing something. And I got a feeling that the more it goes on, the more questions he's going to raise. And it's going to cause friction between her and Vision too.
Yeah. I think it's going to.
Because Vision, his consciousness is awake. But because if he wasn't real, how would he have a storyline here?
Exactly.
So something is still a lot of questions going on.
Do you think he just exists inside of this universe that she created?
I don't know. But I know she said, I know it was a dark and sad moment when he said, we don't have to stay here. We can go wherever we want. And she looked at him and she said, no, we can't.
Yeah.
So I think that somehow or another, Vision is real. Now, Ricky said something that sparked my brain that I hadn't thought about yesterday when we were messaging, when he said Jarvis was strong enough to survive Ultron's attack. So what if Jarvis was strong enough to beat the Thanos ripping the stone from his skull? Vision died twice.
He has. Like, he has. Jarvis died. Like, Ultron killed Jarvis.
Yeah.
We're pretty sure that that's what had happened. And then by the end of that movie, Jarvis, there was just enough of Jarvis left to hold back Ultron to get put into Vision's body.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, if that can happen, anything can happen, I feel like, at least with this AI, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could be that. Now, what's giving him power is my big question. Not as much the consciousness, but for him to be up moving around, what is giving him that power?
And he still got his super speed and all of that because he went and got the neighbor. And
so is that Wanda or is that somebody else?
Because I think going on in her head. Because like it,
right?
You know, because like something is to be said about them showing the dead Vision.
No, I don't think that's going on, and I don't think that's going on in her head. I think that I think he's up walking around and he looks like a damn corpse, and everybody else is seeing him as a corpse or something. I don't know.
Everybody else is seeing him as I don't know, because if everybody else is seeing him as a corpse, how come they're not reacting to that?
That's a good point. We're missing one piece of this puzzle. We're missing one piece, and they're purposely not giving us the piece because it's making us question: is it Wanda or is it somebody else? And the one piece that they're not showing us is whatever answers that question. Because every question that we ask about this all circles back to one question. Is Wanda or is it somebody else? Is Wanda in control of this? Or is somebody, tricking Wanda or, making Wanda do this?
Well, Wanda absolutely said, I'm in control of the situation.
Yeah.
So Wanda's the one that's blipping the system and rewinding things and kicking whoever she wants out.
Oh, yeah.
So she does have some control. She's got control.
And all this stuff got consequence too. So like, kind of like all this stuff is going on. It can't go on without consequence. I remember them talking about her having powers that equals to the Big Bang. And so like, with her, if she can create a Big Bang, that means she can send everything into the multiverse. The multiverse of madness is probably going to be birthed from this, and her having powers that's equal to the Big Bang.
Yeah, because she's gone full out evil now. Yeah, like she's nuts. She's lost it.
I don't think she's evil.
Already gone into madness. But if you think about the first time we saw Wanda at the end of the Winter Soldier in Strucker's lab, we saw Wanda and we saw Quicksilver, and Wanda looked insane. She has been insane. She's been crazy. And then all her trauma that's come since she's been an Avenger has driven her more insane. So instead of her saying no more mutants, the iconic line she's got from the comics in the House of M, what if she says no more Avengers? What if that's what she does? Instead of saying no more mutants, she says no more Avengers.
But would they do that though? Would they blip out life again in some capacity this quickly? Because that's what she would do.
Or maybe she blip out the Avengers. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they'd go back. I don't think they'd go back to that well this quickly.
Maybe,
as much as I want this to be a House of M, and it is. I mean, it is very loosely a House of M.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it is.
Maybe,
I don't know.
There's so many things I don't know.
I'm enjoying the mystery.
I appreciate the fact that I don't know. Like from week to week, I genuinely don't know.
I love the pacing of it too. The pacing of it was really, really, really good. But yeah, what y'all think about the scene when she cast out Monica?
I'm trying to see how it didn't break Monica's back going through the house and the fence and all of that, unless all that stuff is fake. I don't know.
It's not a real town. Westview doesn't exist.
But the residents do.
Yeah, they're real people that she kidnapped from another city and cast them in this story.
Wanda, a criminal.
The people from Eastview.
Wanda, a criminal. She holding these people against
Wanda complete insanity. Wanda complete insanity. She
is. Wanda has completely lost her mind.
What do y'all think Mephisto fits in all of this?
Does he?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea where he comes in at, because I truly do think that Wanda is controlling all of this. I think Wanda has absolutely snapped. I think she's been crazy the entire time, but Captain America and Vision was able to bring her down. Those are the two most logical and reasonable characters in the MCU. And they were able to bring her back down to earth and get her under control. And now without both of them, she has lost it again. She was crazy when we first saw her, and she's going crazy again without Captain America and Vision.
Doctor Strange gonna have to kill her. I'm calling it.
They're gonna.
Or maybe they bring in Captain America back because Cap is the only one that can get close enough to her to kill her.
Are they doing Captain America what they just did to Luke Skywalker on Mandalorian?
With the CGI. No, Chris. They say Chris gonna come back and do something.
Well, Chris signed another deal.
Yeah. But they already had this shot, so I can't see him being in this when they just did that deal not too long ago.
You know this is Marvel. They do misdirects all the time.
Yeah.
Like they duped us all with that whole Spider-Man beef that they had, that they knew they was going to get the deal done. They just wanted everybody to talk about it.
Yeah, they do. They do misdirections in the.
You know they do misdirects all of the time, and they ain't going to tell us nothing.
Yeah, you remember that time that they put Matt Damon in Thor movie, and then it's like, nobody knew that. You don't know that happened. Nobody knew that Matt Damon was going to be in this movie.
Or you know they make everybody sign a contract. You better not say a word.
Well, I enjoyed this episode. I love the pacing of it. Easily my favorite episode. Ratings.
Yeah. I'm very interested for this.
Take a risk, Ricky. Take a risk.
My thing
Face
is
the
this.
criticism. Face the criticism. Take a risk.
This is my beef with you giving shit 9s and 10s. So like
you, Juicy.
No. This episode, them first 2 episodes can't stand next to this episode. When I say 10s, classics, which I don't think this is a classic episode. Of course, y'all know I'm not giving it a 10. But can this episode stand next to those episodes? No, they can't. They can't stand to the last episode. But I understand the building blocks getting to that. But you still got to grade it by episode, but not the series shot.
But see, like I told you last week, I just think that it's levels to 10s. I think it's just levels to it. The Dark Knight is a 10, and I may think that another movie is a 10, but it's still not as good as The Dark Knight.
But it's still a 10. It's still a classic. That other movie might still be a classic.
I don't know. I'll say this. I'll say this. I don't know how to say that an episode is perfectly written and perfectly acted, but not give it a 10. I don't know how to do that.
You know when it's a classic episode.
Say 9.7.
Well, then it's something's not perfect about it. Then.
You know when it's a classic a classic episode. It's something that you just know.
I'm not gonna say it's not a perfect episode because it wasn't as exciting as other episodes. I'm not gonna do that because it's different levels to it. Storytelling can be perfect. I can give it a 10 just from straight up storytelling. I think it's just levels to 10s.
A 10 is a classic.
The acting is garbage, but the storytelling is 10.
But then it's not a 10. Because there's no way that the storytelling can be great if the acting is bad.
Yeah, it can.
Oh, that's not.
It can't. No, it can't. You cannot have a perfect story but have terrible acting.
Yes, you can.
Now, maybe you don't have masterful acting, but you can't have terrible acting and have a great story. Name me a movie or show like that.
The Room by Tommy Wiseau.
I've never seen. I don't know what that is.
The 100, season 1. Story was fantastic story. Terrible acting.
I watched a lot of movies. I've never seen one that can have terrible acting but still be a good movie or good. Well, I've seen one that can have a good movie because ATL. I think ATL. But I had never seen those, so I can't speak for them.
Oh, okay. ATL
to me has got questionable acting, but a classic movie somehow. Now I don't know how that happens, but I also
Friday
got great acting in it. There's great acting in Friday.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is. It's just Oscar Award-winning acting, but it's still good acting. Everybody acted great in Friday.
I got you. One more. I got you one.
All right.
Star Wars Episode 3.
Bad acting? I see y'all too tough. Y'all too tough on this.
You will try. Man. Fuck out of here with that. That's god awful acting.
Anakin, I have the high ground. I don't give a fuck. Cut them legs off.
Cut them.
Anakin ignoring the rules.
All right, man. Let's before we go on too far of a tangent, let's give out ratings. Ricky, I want to start with you.
Me first. I give it a thumbs up. It's totally yeah. There's supposed to be a little more pomp and circumstance to that. No, I'm gonna give it a. I'm not gonna give it a 10, but I'm gonna give it a 9.5. It's almost there. I don't know what it is. It's not iconic. It's not perfect yet. It's almost there. It is damn near perfect. I'm telling you, it's coming.
I really think y'all got too many rules.
It ain't.
Y'all got too many rules.
What's hard to understand about a classic? Like a very
y'all got too many rules. It's got to be this in order to be a 10. It's got to be this. No, it doesn't. Stop going by society and culture rules. Make your own rules up.
Nigga,
it ain't got to be rules like that.
Okay.
Why it can't be very good? What's wrong with it very good?
Is it a great episode or not? It don't gotta be iconic.
Damn, he gave it a 9.5. What you want him to do?
I give it a point. I tell you what, I give it a 0.95. Making up my own rules now. It's a 0.95. It's almost a 1.
I tell you
what
I
want on this man because he's not giving it a 10. He gave it a 9.5.
I tell you what I want both of you to do. Put your body in overdrive. Dun, dun, dun. 9.95.
Oh.
Make a motion. We feeling so fly. 9.95. Don't neither one of y'all remember that.
Get it.
But a 9.5 is amazing. What the
That's from the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie soundtrack. But y'all don't know nothing about that.
Shy, what you giving it?
9.95.
Oh.
But you gave the last one a 10.
Yeah, I did.
But this one ain't a 10.
No, because I'm still mad at it for ending.
That is a horrible.
So you're gonna give it points off because it had to end
ended
and not finish.
Yeah, because it ended. Because it is not it doesn't make any sense for them to cut these episodes off like they got actual commercials.
Oh, Ricky got a
be
theory for that.
crap.
Ricky got a theory for that. Explain
What?
about how the episodes are broken up.
Oh yeah, the episodes are broken up. Okay, so yeah, no, there's like 20 minutes of screen time, like actual episode time, like scripted stuff, right? So there's 20 minutes per episode. There's 9 episodes. It's 180 minutes long. The whole thing is a 3-hour long movie. If you look at it in the lens of a 3-hour long movie, the first 40 minutes of it being the 50s and the 60s episodes, the whole thing, it's just like one long movie. Like, I'm interested to watch it, and I want somebody to go back and recut the whole thing together as one long movie.
Yeah.
I think that's how this is supposed to be viewed, is one long, 3-hour long, 180-minute long movie.
Well, you can look at it like that, and then you also can look at it like they've done some of the Mandalorian episodes like this. It's like they do. It's like, well, I don't know if they cut them this short on the Mandalorian. No, you may be right, because
the Mandalorian episodes were up and down, dude. There's one
they were up and down,
and
some
there's
of
one
them,
that was like 21 minutes long.
Yeah, they were up and down. I think that I understand on network TV when they got commercials and ads and stuff, then you only get something like a 20, 22, 23 minute long show. But now ain't no doggone commercials. Stop cheating us. Give us a 30-minute episode.
Well, Watchmen, HBO shows don't cheat you. They give you 50 minutes of that good shit.
They do. They give you a long time of it.
Shit, they'll give you an hour and 15 minutes of runtime, and the next thing you know, you've watched like an hour and actual 6 minutes of,
Netflix good about giving you that good shit. Disney Plus cheating us. Wait a minute, now I guess it's cheaper.
That's what I'm saying. Stop cheating us out of them last 5 minutes. They want to let the weird little theme music at the end play for 5 minutes. I don't want to hear that. I want to see some more WandaVision.
Hey, did you see how many hexagons are in the end credits though?
Yeah.
They're all over the damn place. They're all hexagons. If you look at it, they're hexagons everywhere.
Yeah, it is. They've been on there from the beginning.
All right, I'm gonna get my rating.
Get it.
8.75.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's good. That's a real good one. I didn't give it a 7, like somebody in the group chat.
Yeah, we're not that person. It wasn't Christian Dane.
That's because Christian Dane is an imbecile. And Christian, the thing about Christian is Christian been doing comic books for so long. Christian been doing comic books since for so long that
Christian hacked into your damn computer.
Christian been doing comics and stuff for so long that he isn't shocked by anything until it 100% wows. It's got to be a 10 for him to be moved.
I don't know about that, because it's certain shows and stuff like that he's wild about that you probably wouldn't be wild about. Like
shows that he doesn't already know everything that's going on and gonna happen though.
Christian, we're gonna need you to get up and come defend yourself next episode.
Well, he was wild about Daredevil. He still talk about that shit, which WandaVision can't hold a counter to, but we'll get into that later.
WandaVision killing what I've seen from Daredevil.
You ain't seen Daredevil. You ain't seen it.
I seen the stuff you showed me. I wasn't blown away.
That doesn't count. You need to watch Daredevil.
Exactly.
Especially if he's going to be in the new Spider-Man movie.
Exactly. You got to know what's going on. But
I don't like shows that lean on darkness to be good. I want a good show.
This shit dark. What are you talking about? This finna get real dark.
It is finna get real dark, but it's not leaning on darkness to be good. It's leaning on excellent writing and excellent acting.
Daredevil don't lean on dark.
Daredevil leaned on that.
Exactly. It's the fighting of it is dark. He can go through a lot of stuff.
You know what? Sean's not allowed to talk about Daredevil because he hasn't watched it. It doesn't count just seeing little snippets. You got to see the whole thing.
Daredevil had never really interested me.
This is a new Daredevil.
New
Daredevil. This one, yeah, you got to watch it. Just like The Punisher. Yeah, you got to watch it. It's amazing. All right. Any last things you got? Any last thing you want to say before we get up out of here?
No, I got nothing.
Continue. We're not out of COVID season. So continue to wear your mask and keep your hands washed and practice personal hygiene and try to stay safe. 2021 is starting off similar to 2020. It was no blip here. This is real. And it's still at large. COVID's still at large, and it's still taking people out. People we know. So steadfast and keep doing what you were doing in 2020 to try to stay safe.
And don't step in wombat poop. It's squared. It's cubed.
So you did say they had square shaped anus.
No, they have like normal shaped asses. They just push out like something inside of their intestines makes them squared. You have to Google it. I'll have to Google
These are the type of people that I associate with every day.
Is it green?
Every
red,
day for
purple?
years.
Is it different
No, it's
colors?
like normal. It's like normal looking poops. They're just squares.
How long are we going to talk about it?
I wonder, is it hard? Is it hard? Is it soft? Is it mushy?
I don't know. We can find out.
We're gonna have to Google.
Why was the conversation not over after the first line?
Well, it's
This isn't interesting.
the square shaped anuses.
This isn't interesting.
This is actually very interesting. It's actually the most interesting thing.
This is gross.
What is so? Oh, wait a minute. Okay. That's how we gonna end it, people.
We're being glitched.
That's how we gonna end it, people. All right.
Elizabeth Olsen is so hot. She's hot.
It's fine.
She is gorgeous.
That boy, that dead. That boy, that dead.
she playing house with her dead boyfriend. He's a corpse.
All right.
She has completely lost it. Look at her expression. She has lost it.
All right, that's it from us, Nova Trifecta. We will be here next week. Remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, share, and comment. We will be back next week. Nova Trifecta on all streaming platforms again. We out, baby.
We out.
Bye.